Yes, we got it. Leave us alone.
Got it.
We're trying to do some goddamn content. Yes, we got it.
Is that what we sound like? Oh God.
Yeah, I hate to admit it, but that is what people choose to listen to.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to try to be further. Can you hear me okay if I'm like here?
And has my sound been fine ever since I put my guard on?
So much better. You want to tell your dog to shut the fuck up?
No, she's having an issue. So I'm trying to just, be very gentle and kind with her and not yelling. Like I'm like not like normal. Yeah, she's got, I don't know, she's got some weird itch going on. We got to figure it out. So I'm taking her.
What does that mean?
She's like
licking.
No, she's like, it's like the top back of her tail, like where like, I don't know, where your like coccyx would be, I imagine. She just like, it just spouts of violently like trying to like
she's allergic to something.
Bite it. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. We don't know what it is. And it's not, I don't think it's fleas. Because we've like, we've checked the spot like aggressively and like, there's no spot. I'm worried she might have inflamed anal glands potentially.
Well, don't you take her to a groomer and get those?
Oh, we're taking her to vet tomorrow. I'm taking her to vet tomorrow and see what's up. I'm not going to start sticking fingers in there.
Listen, gay people should not be parents, and you guys are prime examples of.
You take a dog to a vet. You think you shouldn't take a dog to a vet? What do you should?
Yeah, no, I'm saying
groomer instead.
You take it to the groomer and get the anal glands fucking pinched.
Are you talking about a gay man?
No, I'm talking.
You take it to a groomer to pinch her anal glands? This is why.
Yeah, he's like, "Come here, Frau. Here's some candy," and then he pinches her fucking anal glands.
And he's like, "Ew, a girl dog. No thanks."
No, I thought that's something that the groomers do is they fucking empty out the anal glands.
I mean,
first of all, this is not what I want to be talking about. It's your dog's anal glands and what you do with them. But I'm sure you've neglected them because you're worried about because you're too worried about your anal glands.
Yeah.
Ooh, now that I got that monkeypox girl, I'm thinking about my anal glands. Let's get it going.
Are they engorged all of a sudden? Is that
they will be soon enough.
We'll get them a good massage.
Well, no, because here's the thing.
Lemon.
I'm nervous because they're going to start like rationing because we're not the all-powerful country ever. We're going to start rationing vaccines now.
So we can't get the second.
Yeah. So, but if we do get the second, they're only going to stick the needle in a little ways and put it like right at the top of the skin. I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
Wait. That's not a real thing. Is that a real thing?
It is a real thing. I mean, I'm no doctor, so you're not getting doctor language. But yeah, they're trying to get one extra use out of every vial.
That seems. Isn't that how we get AIDS? I mean, I'm not saying we should trade one monkey disease for the other, but I'd rather not have to choose.
Yeah. That's what we're saying. We're gonna have to. That's like I mean, look. Only in America can you have low unemployment, fucking jobs out the yin yang. But we have to ration fucking vaccines.
Well, that's because we got to save them for the babies when all these gunkles come home all gunked up from their sex party with monkeypox.
I mean, listen, this is the thing. There's gonna be a lot of straight parents who are like, you know what? I'm not really all that great about the gunkle thing anymore. No. Like, oh, they took a cruise. Well, you're not coming to visit my kids for a while, you bunch of filth.
Yeah, filthy uncle. Monkey uncle. Munkles. Bunch of munkles. Munkles out there running around.
Yeah. It's like, oh, the munkles are always taking trips trying to bring us back foreign diseases.
I mean, I guess I'm kind of fine with that. Be like, you know what, Duncan, in case I can't come up and see your kids for about a couple of months until this monkeypox thing is fixed or until I get my second vaccine, you know what I mean? So they cry a lot anyway these days.
But are we even like good forever? It's not like we're going to be getting vaccines now until we die because the human race is in trouble. Do you want to do a podcast?
Yeah. Jesus, 150. I guess we'll do another podcast.
Oh my God, we've been talking for an hour. Mm-hmm. Well, to be fair, you were a little late. And I'm always fair.
Imbalance.
But we have done a full half hour of content that will probably never see the light of day.
Never does. 1 minute, maybe.
Okay, well, I'm going to set a timer, and I'm going to give you a little countdown. Do you need a moment?
Take a sip of water.
Yeah, let's do that.
Ready.
All right, I'm going to be 4, 3.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gay Power Half Hour, the only gay podcast on the internet that's like a raid on Mar-a-Lago because it's bound to get Republicans boiling their blood. With your blood boilers, Casey Lai and...
Hi, Tony Soto right here, ready to boil some blood.
Blow some blood? Boil some blood.
Let's do whatever with blood. Listen, blood play. Hi, Case.
Hey, Tones. How's it going?
You know what? Things are going. I don't know. I don't. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like overall things are good. Like for me, the Tony Soto show is going to come back in a couple of weeks. I've been off for a while now. It's been my longest hiatus, coming back for the 8th year of the Tony Soto show. Yeah, it's changing up a little bit. It's just me, but we'll talk about that when the Tony Soto show comes back. But also, I am bringing back an old classic show that I used to do called Battle Babies, which was a lip-syncing battle show between amateur drag queens.
Yes.
Now this show this will be the 3rd bar that this show has been to. It started at Precinct, it went to Akbar, and now it's moving to Stash. So details to follow. We're looking to come in October, so keep the lookout. But so that's good. All that good, right? Then I don't want to call it a raid because it wasn't a raid. Then there was the execution of a warrant that was signed by a judge for a good goddamn reason. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen on the Trumps, right? And then, so then Biden's winning stuff. Like he's getting stuff done. So it's like, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think anything is ever good. So I feel like you shouldn't be too optimistic.
Liberals should never celebrate. Liberals should never celebrate.
Not yet. I won't celebrate until Trump is at the bottom, the heap at the bottom of a staircase like his ex-wife Ivana.
Buried on his golf course.
Oh yeah, buried on his golf course. Hole in 2. But I do.
Oh, the mausoleum he will build himself.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's gonna fucking live in a gilded bathroom like he shat in during his life for the rest of eternity. One day, not soon enough, let me tell you that. But it is interesting, and let's call it a raid. I know that everyone's like, oh, let's not call it a raid, but his shit got raided because he's a criminal. And
all right, cool, fine, that's
fine. His hotel house had to get raided because he's a criminal, because he's harboring documents, whatever documents. And the thing is like, they might not even be that interesting at documents, you know? He's just a fucking, he just likes to break the law. No matter what, he just likes to break the law and likes to be told that you can't tell me to do something that I just want to do. Like, did you see that he was just tearing up things and throwing them in the toilet?
Yeah, girl, listen, he is a spoiled man baby who's never really grown up and has never been told no. And he's a narcissistic sociopath. Like the thing, and the law he broke was literally put in place because the last president who thought he'd get fancy schmancy with the law, that's because of Watergate.
Right.
So you don't take shit out of the White House after you leave your job. This ain't Staples, fucking Donald Trump. Like, this isn't some office job where you're like, oh, I'm going to take this stapler too because my boss was a dick. Like, you don't do that. This is the fucking White House. And the fact that, like, you know, we were talking because, you know, of course the right wants to spin Biden did it. Biden did this. Biden did this. It's like, and you were talking about Eric Trump being like, I know how the White House works. And it's like, no, you don't, because the way your dad's White House worked was not the way the government worked. It just wasn't. And Biden now, in my opinion, is running shit like a president should.
Yeah, I mean, so if you've been living under a rock for a couple of days, there was a FBI call it whatever you want, raid, legal execution of a warrant
they
on Mar-a-Lago, and they took a bunch of his stuff. And as we just because he's breaking the law. And at first when we saw it, everyone was like, oh, is this January 6th related? Huzzah. But it wasn't. It's because of one of the many things he's been indicted or he's been under investigation for. He's also pleading the fifth today as we speak in a New York
in New York,
trial.
Right.
And so it turns out he's inundated on all sides. And as we were just going to record, I was reading that it turns out there is likely an informant in Mar-a-Lago in the Trump current cabal who is turning on him and telling him exactly where this stuff is. And or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a maid. And they're so stupid over there, you know, that like they just leave shit around and fucking like loose lips. You know, they think everyone's on their side there. You know?
I feel like Mar-a-Lago is like one of those really campy novellas. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a bunch of people who are just shisty. Is that a problematic term? Is shisty a problematic term? Is that anyway? Shisty.
Well, you're
yeah. You know I don't like to offend. I'm not offensive. Not an offensive girl. But like, you know, it's just, I feel like it's a bunch of side eyes and like around the corner looking. That's what I think happens. Ooh, it's like the Tudors. I think it's like, because there's more backstabbing. Give them all swords and let them kill each other.
Well, I would imagine that you have to sign a pretty hefty NDA to work even at the lowest levels at Mar-a-Lago. That's just
but we live in Hollywood. You know? We know how shit NDAs are.
No, but he's notorious for having some pretty fucking heavy ones on top of you. And yes, you're right. When you get raped by Harvey Weinstein, sometime eventually you do. When enough people get raped by Harvey Weinstein, eventually they say you can break your NDA here in Hollywood. same thing out here in Mar-a-Lago, where it's like, I guess like maybe hopefully like they're like, well, we can't union, but we can band together to fucking tell the FBI that Trump is breaking laws to this day, even though he's not the president. And it's just all compounding. And the thing is he's about to he's going to rush his announcement for the presidency because his only way out of all of this is to be the president again. And I think enough people are just, I hope enough people are just like sick of it.
He's losing some of his
angry about this raid though. Everyone to a T, they're unified all of a sudden again about
I've heard civil war. I've heard another January 6th. And this is the thing that we need to say to his followers. And this is look, you can't reason with cult members. We've let Christians get away with a lot. You know what I mean? So like, let's just say what we do. Like, let us not mistake or blur anything. There is no difference from this Trump cult than there is to like Catholicism. They're the same. They're cults. They're deep. Like fucking whatever happened when this Trump thing blew up, and it blew up hard. But like these people are like out here like talking about violence. Like I said, when we've done this show before, Casey, we're not the ones who are violent. They are the ones who want the violence, like always. And so like, But if this is true, what you say about like if this is coming from an inside source, I hope it's family, because that way it's like these fucking maybe that will wake up some of these fucking weird. Because wait, who was that lady in the big hat who was speaking with an accent? And so if she is a citizen, she wasn't when she was born.
Yeah, but
who's like.
she was clearly like a Eastern European immigrant, and he likes that kind of stuff. You know?
Yeah. So and she's wearing like this oversized "Make America Great Again" hat, and she's talking about fucking Hillary and Hunter and the same old. And I'm like, and what you were saying it before we recorded, when we did the podcast before we did this podcast. You were like, maybe Hillary. What did you say?
Well, I was saying like everyone, you know, instantly in the release that Trump said that where we all found out about the raid was he was already blaming Hillary and saying, or like they came for her emails, or what about her emails? What about her emails? She didn't get in trouble. That was the worst crime. And it's like, no, because of you and because of the Republican Congress, Hillary's emails were fucking investigated. She didn't win the presidency because of her emails, but did she break a fucking crime? Did she break the law? Apparently no. And she was investigated fucking hardcore. And so, yes, if the same amount of scrutiny gets put onto you for your alleged fouls and your fucking stealing of classified top secret into your basement, you know, as opposed to like having it in your attachment on your emails. Like if we bring the full fucking investigative force of, let's say, a Republican Congress down onto that, I'm pretty sure they're going to find some fucking pretty rotten stuff that'll send you to fucking jail, Trump. So don't bring up Hillary. And also, who the fuck cares about Hillary anymore? And if
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
I just don't think that's going to play. And Hillary should just stay out of the fucking conversation for the next 2 years as it is.
Yeah,
like,
she's got
you can't run against Hillary again.
Okay. Yeah, I hope that Hillary just like sits back and it's like, look,
yeah,
it's cool. But everyone's favorite vintage dimwit, Sarah Palin, was recently. I recently watched an interview with her, and she's talking about, you know, when they ultimately take over the House and the Senate, we need to investigate Benghazi. Like they're still talking, and I was like, I'm like, this is so cringe because that woman sat and like was questioned for 14 hours or some shit, and answered everything under the scrutiny of some hateful ass Republicans. Like, what do you mean investigate Benghazi? Didn't we do that? Like, and when it's like her emails, like, didn't we do that? And this Hunter Biden bullshit and this nonsense about his laptop, didn't we do that? It's like you just want to keep investigating until we find your answers, because your fucking leader is like, all I need is 11,187 votes. Find me. You fucking pathetic fucks. You're all so pathetic. You need the world to go your way, because, and you know what I blame? Choose your own adventure stories. That's what I blame. Because because here's the thing. Y'all cheated at that. You read ahead and then you read back when you found out you died. You fucking piece of shit, green ribbon fucks.
Well, it's good to always find something new to blame here on the Gay Power Half Hour each and every week. 1, 2, let them keep up with this strategy, because I'll tell you what, when fucking 3 weeks ago, when everything was fucking looking like shit and inflation was raring and gas prices were fucking endless and it seemed like there was no hope of any sort of thing happening.
Biden's winning.
3 weeks of progress. And Biden's poll numbers
bipartisan progress. But hey,
also,
listen.
Hold on. So the IRA thing though was like 50%, all 50 Democrats. It might be bipartisan because Joe Manchin is a conservative, sure, but still, but you're right. Gay marriage, that CHIPS thing, that veterans burn pit cancer health benefit thing, like that. Those were bipartisan, and the Republicans tried to kill it. And you gotta. It's like Mitch McConnell used to be like, we're not going to let him pass anything. That's why they're going to be a 1%, a one-term president. He said that about Obama. It didn't fully work, but he did steamroll any sort of legislation that was going to get done. And they elected Trump eventually, you know. But now it's like, the strategy. It is funny because you let people vote their conscience on things, and you don't whip completely against all the votes, so the Democrats actually pass things, or at least Congress passes things under a Democratic president, and people like that shit. And when they like that shit, like, it's harder to run against government in the same way. And so the Republicans, like they don't have any solutions for anything. The Democrats are fucking winning. Gas prices are going down. I'm not saying everything is getting perfect, but things are getting better. And I do think, like, given the question between an old fucking man with low gas prices and moderate inflation versus this insane fucking like hate group, I think honestly, America, as racist as it is going to pick the old white man who's still like, seems calm. And if things seem like they're going to get calmer, we don't want the chaos again. People don't want the chaos.
What it came down to? I think like, everyone gives Republicans the kudos because they've been playing the long game. Because this country had a wave of progressive movement and then ultimately got scared about Jesus again. And so like they've been playing this long game. I mean, it took them 50 years to get it, but like I feel like the nomination of Trump was a situation where Republicans felt like they had a chance where they could like hurry shit along a little further. And they've done a lot of crazy shit. And, this is why I guess I should change my views on a centrist, because I don't like them typically because I might choose a side. But there's a lot of these centrists who are like, we're not trying to go there already. I truly do think that Donald is losing his luster. I think that's why he's getting louder. You know what I mean? I think that's why there's more rallies. I think that's why, like how many CPACs do they have in 1 year now?
Apparently it's fucking
is it a tour? Is it like, do they just go to different states now? It's like CPAC SF. Like what are they? Are they coming to LA to a venue near us? Like, do we get to cry next to some schmuck in a makeshift jail? How did you see that picture of Marjorie Taylor Greene praying with that fucking loser? Like, listen, I appreciate a thespian, but I'm saying don't sell your soul for the Republicans. But like, I hope. We were having our little group chat. We're like, which Republicans do you want to see go down? I don't think we even mentioned Marjorie Taylor Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I would love to see her shackled up.
I would we were in a group thread naming names of who we wanted to see go down. And I was thinking her, but also it's there are much bigger fish I want. She's in the grand scheme. She's a good fundraiser and a rabble rouser, but she's got to be a lesson.
She's got to be a lesson to other little mouth breathers.
Oh, agreed. I hope, but like the FBI is like picking up phones of Congress people now, like that Scott Perry guy, like people are here, like, I don't know. It's one with going back to the raid for a second. There better be some fucking clear shit because that was found there, and we better know about it because the amount of shit they're going to try to stir, the amount of fucking shit stirred up by raiding Mar-a-Lago in bright fucking daylight with the FBI. And I know it wasn't guns ablaze and kicked down, but that's never been done before with a former or sitting president, not even Nixon. True. That's true. So there better be some shit there. One, else it's like, what was it all for?
Did I say it in the first podcast or this podcast about like we're not gonna know, like we're like well the way that Merrick Garland and that whole fucking DOJ works is that it's a none of your fucking business. Like we're not gonna know about Grant. Like the reason. Oh, what was it? Like because someone was questioned on January 6th. And when they were questioned on January 6th, they were like, did you talk to a grand jury? And he was like, yeah, I did. That's how we found that out. We found it out at that point because so what I'm saying is like, whatever led up to that raid at Donald Trump's, whatever led up to that, we didn't know about. No one was saying this. I believe Biden when he says he didn't know, because I think he truly does run his government the way it needs to.
Or he forgot because he's an 8-year-old.
Yeah, because he's a little daughtery. And so like the next move, and I think this is why Trump is freaking out, because like that's why I think he shot it out. I'm getting raided. I think that's why he.
Yeah, but to see the point that I was going to make is that one, Merrick Garland needs to. There better be something there. But two, the January 6th committee is surrounding, and the narrative is on their side, and people are fascinated by that. And so, and a lot of people, the writers of like the FBI has like crossed the line, but no, the FBI is doing what the FBI is supposed to do. There is evidence of a crime, and this is how this goes down. And the president, especially as a non-sitting president, is not above the law. He's tried to be above the law as a sitting president, and he's not. But like, I like regardless or not, like, the question is are the optics so bad that it looks like the Democratic administration is going after with the Department of Justice and the government? It's a political opponents. No, it's going after criminals.
Yeah.
And just because they happen to be Republicans and we are in charge, kind of, doesn't mean anything. And I like this aggressive tactic because we don't have a lot of time left to be fully in charge. And so it's just like, but also we need to wrap this up too by the fucking even by the election, but by the fucking inauguration, or else there's gonna be another motherfucking insurrection.
I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's like I think like, a lot of the talk about this inflation bill or whatever is we're not going to see any relief in for like another 2 or 3 years or whatever. But I'm like, we need to stop a moment as a country. And I hate that we've already forgotten the pandemic. I hate that, like, I see COVID testing stands, makeshift COVID testing all across the fucking streets of Los Angeles when you're walking around. You talk about people who are like shit's getting canceled because people are getting sick. Like, it's still happening. But we were in gridlock for 2 years. Like, to think, like, the Titanic hit that fucking iceberg because it took a while to slow that big ship down. Like, we were shut down, full stop. To get something restarted again is wild, especially when you have a country built on making corporations way more important than the people who live there.
Yeah, and it's always unfair because the Democrats always come to power after a crisis. After a crisis completely caused by fucking Republicans. And then we are not given the chance to completely Obama was, and he made the world a better place, but because America is so fucking racist, I don't love everything Obama did. And yes, he had drones and et cetera, but they were moving in the fucking right direction. And, there was a worldwide Paris climate agreement. There was like peace with Iran, and we blew all these things up for ideological reasons because that's what the right does. They blow everything up and then they act fucking like incredulous when everything is fucking in shards on the ground. And the Democrats come back and everyone else gets fucking incredulous when the Democrats can't build more than just the foundation to stand the fucking structure up again, from the fucking blown up shards on the ground the Republicans left every time they're in motherfucking power. So I don't know, give them 8 years, the Democrats,
And also the thing too is like, say what you want about drones, but like, and I never want to undermine or minimize minimize the atrocities of innocent civilians that get murdered in war, like, because we are very privileged living here. We made a big deal about planes going into a building, and like that happened one time years ago. Mm-hmm. These people have lived in like embattled lands forever, and people die in that shit all the time. So I'm not trying to minimize it, but I'm saying, like, between the time where Obama was in office and now where Biden is, the drone that took out that fucking guy was, I read more about this. This was a transformer. I bet this fucking drone warned him right before. I bet it said, "Oh, hello," and then killed him.
It asked for consent. Yeah, look of a drone. It didn't kill anyone else.
It knocked on the door.
Is it okay if I kill you now and none of your kids?
It was dressed as a UPS man. Yeah, it was state of the art. So
honestly, that's what Zawahiri. It's the best way to die he could have asked for, because I'm sure he was expecting to die in a drone strike or a SEAL strike that killed all of his family, his various wives, up and comers in the biz, but it just still got him.
But he is gonna like fall and land in the lap of a virgin, and he's gonna be fine. So
if his religion is real, he is going to the top.
Yeah, he's great. He is sullying virgins as we speak. Yeah. So
anyway, 97 times a day.
But look, I want to say, I want to all of this is great stuff. Like, this is, and it is showing that like Biden's administration is getting stuff done. I just fear that his age is going to be like, it's going to be more like, once the midterms are over, that's the conversation. We're going to have to spend the next 2 years listening about, is he mentally competent? Like we forget he has a stutter. Like stop.
But it's like, but the thing that I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed about this, especially as he's recovering from COVID twice, getting wins, fucking traveling to Kentucky to console people when Mitch McConnell motherfucking won't, and he's fucking still being the president. But it's also like, I'm sorry that he can't give a speech as good as Obama did. Do you remember who was giving the speeches in between Obama and Biden? Some fucking word salad fucking maniac narcissist who couldn't fucking give a speech without
never had a point
without fucking disgracing this country. So I'm sorry he misses a couple of words every once in a while, but you know what just got passed? The biggest fucking social bill that has been passed in 50 motherfucking years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, things are good. So maybe slow and steady fucking does something.
Trump was a bad improviser.
Trump was bad at everything. Trump was bad at everything, inside out. And Biden has his fucking problems. But if honestly, we want what we want immediately, and if we don't get that way, then we fucking call someone old and we want him to die. But that
he is old.
He didn't die.
He is old.
And I'm not saying he's fun, but I am also saying give him a fucking break every once in a while. And
you know what it is, Casey? You know what it is? We need to stop filming him walking up to stuff. Like,
we got a cop walking. Yeah, no more walking.
No more walking.
Stuff, down stuff, no more riding bugs.
And also, no more bikes or no more. Like, I don't need to see you trying to be in your prime, bro. I know you're fucking tired. So here's the thing. Let's just start filming him as soon as he's at because it's like, they've done OPIC surveillance on presidents ever since we've had presidents. Let's not forget, like, didn't people like not know that Roosevelt was he had the polio? Like, was that Roosevelt?
Yeah, but that was that was a different time before everyone.
But what I'm saying is,
need motherfucker. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's harder now, but also work a little better. We got y'all fucking managed to keep Amendment 25 going against Trump for fucking 4 years. So can we just stop filming the poor old man walking in and out of the goddamn plane? That's a lot of steps. Give him an escalator.
We need, there should be an escalator for Air Force One for sure. But that's the problem. Everyone needs their C-SPAN, the C-SPAN cameras. The problem is C-SPAN because those are the cameras that are rolling fucking nonstop. All that being said, like, the presidency continues to be consequential in ways that we were not expecting, and it's not all him, and I don't think he's gonna motherfucking run. But here's a little secret for the Democrats, and I was kind of saying this last week too, but it's like he's gonna make this. He knows he's too old, okay, but also, who's your number one pick to come? You don't know. No one fucking knows.
Yeah, so liberals
why
aren't
shit on our
now.
number one? Why shit on the one thing that we have now? Disgrace him so hard on our side, so we weaken him to go up. He's climbing in the polls. His poll numbers are going fucking up. The Republicans' poll numbers are plummeting. It's not a fucking bloodbath scenario anymore.
It's been
for the midterms.
2 years. Calm down.
And only in 2 weeks everything has changed. So it's just like, give it a little bit more time to see what happens. And it's just
simple math. You don't fix 4 years of bullshit in 2 years.
And
it's just math.
No, I mean 100%. And it will be better for us rather to be like, this guy sucks, this guy's too old, to be like, this guy fucking righting the ship, and he deserves a Congressional Medal of Freedom honor. And instead of being like, get out of here, you old fucking fuddy duddy, we don't want your kind around here, you old white stooge, And it's like, no, this guy has actually done some fucking work and maybe righting the ship, so hopefully the next generation can come in and fucking like.
But double down on grandpa. Like, just, start carrying a corn cut pipe, like, start cardigans. Like, I don't like, just fix. Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that by the next presidential election, that he has had good group, like a good grip in fixing it. And then like, he's like, you know what? I am going to run. And you know what? I'm doing a rascal the whole time. Because if he actually fixed stuff, if he got stuff done, I would make him quilts that he wore on his goddamn lap in his fucking rascal. You know what I mean?
He's still getting shit done, and it just goes to show like, old people are effective people too.
But that said, if she's going south, get out of here, Gramps.
But he keeps outliving pop stars. You know, he's lived longer than Olivia Newton-John, than Michael Jackson.
First of all, we had an argument when we did the first podcast before this podcast, and because you're like, she's not my she's not my she's like some
not my pop diva.
She's like diva. Well, first of all, she's an Australian pop diva.
She's an icon.
We only had room for Kylie. Let's be honest. But like Grease is eternal. Like you can't you were trying to be like, you know, like as a game, like, you know, everyone knows who Olivia Newton-John is. Everyone likes Grease. No one doesn't like Grease.
No, I agree. And I'm just like, I have to, there's so much tragedy in this day and age. I save my true, you know, sorrow for those who have, you know, although I was in Grease in high school, I played Duty. Sung that song, those magic changes, my heart arranges a melody that's never the same. So I only was cared about if Duty had died, if the OG Duty had died, whatever the fuck his name was, I would have cared. But it was Olivia Newton-John.
Who's that? Who's the OG Duty?
Probably some homosexual who died in the 80s. I don't know. I don't remember.
Was he dead?
I have no idea.
Anyway, Olivia Newton-John is dead, and that is sad because Sandra Dee. That's all I'm saying. It's like, and don't get me wrong, I love me some Sandra too. That campy nonsense on roller skates. You should love it.
I don't dislove. I don't not love.
No, you basically were like, eh. That's how I felt.
If Grace Jones had died, I'd have been like, oh my God, Grace Jones. But Olivia, you know, R.I.P. ONJ, for sure.
Let's get physical. Don't tell me you didn't jerk off to that video. Like, don't tell me that. First of all, that video was my first taste of like what made me body shaming. Because, like, you know, it starts with all the heavy people. And as a youth, you're like, okay, heavy people. But then as a gay youth, they're like, oh, here they are all sexy. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, so that's better.
Well, so here's me arguing she's done more harm than good.
How dare you? How dare you? Listen, it basically was like, oh, we can fucking saunas and gyms. Come on, it was revolutionary. Listen,
it was revolution. I love it all. I love everything that she did for
the saddest thing ladies. The saddest thing is that she died of cancer. She's been battling it for fucking like 10 years or some shit. And like what a journey to like get cancer, get into remission, think you're gonna live, and then cancer just be like, you drank too much milk, you know?
Again, I don't think it's the milk problem, but
it's the antibiotics in the milk. That's why all these kids have glasses, and that's why they're all going to die of cancer. And it's not cute. And your kids with glasses are not cute.
So hide your kids, hide your pop stars.
You gave them too much milk. You got to stop with those antibiotic infused milks.
It's the cowpox.
It's cowpox. Well, that was my parenting advice as a very distant sperm donor.
As a father, as a biological father, he wants to
as a biological father. Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit. We've come to the end of the show. Wow, that was really good. This half hour flew by.
Flies by.
That
first hour that we were leading up to the podcast was a slog, but this half hour.
I think you'll be able to see. I think you'll be able to see that first podcast in clips on the Tony Soto Show's TikTok page.
Oh,
TikTok. Oh, and actually, on the Gay Power Half Hour fucking Instagram, because I'm going to start posting them as reels. Apparently, people like the reels. But are you following Gay Power Half Hour on Instagram? We never talk about it, so I understand if you don't. I assume you don't because you also don't ever leave comments on our iTunes page. Casey, do you want to tell people what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm going out there telling people that they need to follow the Gay Power Half Hour Instagram and leave motherfucking comments on our motherfucking Instagram page and our motherfucking iTunes page and all the other pages that you can comment on. Because if you do that, we'll find joy. And when we find joy, we get better at being podcast hosts. Okay. So bring us joy, make us better for you.
You're not doing you don't want me distraught. You don't want me upset.
No. God, can you imagine that? This is her fake distraught. Honestly, I know her distraught, and she lashes out. So don't make her distraught.
I sure fucking do.
Yeah, she does. At me, at her closest people in her life, usually me. So leave a comment, save a Casey. Some emotional distress. You can also follow me on Instagram, Casey Ley, Ley. I have a show in Culver City on 5:30 this Sunday, the 14th. It's called The Setup.
What is it? A supper club?
It's a supper club show starring Casey Ley, your supper boy, and
Dunkin' Martinis Home by 7.
Supper girls. And then I have later that night the Putterball Sisters show at Akbar. So you're two shows one night. What a dream. The 14th of August. 14th. Tony, what are you doing? Yeah.
Why is the Putterballs on the 14th?
Because they got shifted because of Bears in Space.
Oh, that makes total sense. Perfect. They're actually going to be judging the next Learn the Words bitch in September.
Yeah. I'll be in Barcelona. Wow.
Hi y'all. If you like the Gay Power Half Hour, then please go to our iTunes page and subscribe to it. You know what we want you to do. Tired of asking. Makes my head hurt every time I have to repeat myself. It's one of the things I hate doing the most is repeating myself.
Lashing out.
Also, if you're in Los Angeles this month, y'all, I am hosting DTLA Proud on the 28th of August. I will be there hosting with Alexander Rodriguez from 7 to 10 p.m. So come down and say hi to me. I love DTLA Proud. It's such a fun event. They've asked me to host every time since they've started. So I'm a big fan of them because they're a big fan of me. I am the Tony Soto Show. Do I have anything else? I know I have something else that I know I did not put on this calendar, but I'm an idiot. I am the Tony Soto Show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. That's right. She's on the TikTok. We'll be back again. Are we doing a show next week?
Probably.
We'll probably be back next week.
I can't do it on Wednesday, so we'll take it off the
air. Bye.